Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. I am Travis. It's Wednesday, and it is time for, what are they calling this one? AEW New Year's Bash, I think it is. It looks like a full show ahead of us tonight. We do have quite a few matches, if I remember right. I'll have to go back and look, though, because I am not the great at that. Jim Ross is back, though, and that is fantastic. Yeah, her pants are free. Whatever that means. So, Jim Ross is back, so we'll talk about that for just a second. But anyways, we do have a match. Eddie Kingston with Santana and Ortiz versus Daniel Garcia and the 2.0. We also have, in the TBS tournament for the Ladies Television Championship, we got Thunder Rosa versus Jade Cargill. That should be an interesting one. We also have Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends going up against Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. I'm sure you guys have heard of them. They were with the WWE for a long time. We got CM Punk. He appears on Daily's Place basically for the first time ever. It's going to be his first time here. This is Daily's Place where they're at. Anyways, we got the Lucha Bros. We got Christian Cage. We got Jungle Boy and the Luchasaurus versus Matt Hardy, Private Party, and the FTR. And that's what's happening tonight. Looks like no Hook and no Dante Martin, which I would never complain about. And that's where we're at. And it looks like we're just getting on the way. Right now we got the Luchasaurus out there with Jungle Boy. So it's good to see Jungle Boy back on TV. But this New Year's Smash or whatever it is going to be special. Possibly. We also got Toni Storm quitting over on WWE's side. I think she pulled the real-life Liv Morgan. Whether Liv Morgan's really doing that in real life, we know for a fact that Toni Storm is. So those tears might not have been fake. I guess she was doing a home show either last night or the night before. Sasha, Charlotte, and her were in a match, and then after the match, she flew herself home, wherever home is, whether it's home in the United States or home in wherever she's from in Australia or Newfoundland or somewhere in the world. Newfoundland's in Canada. Where is New Zealand? I knew I'd get there. Woo! The Lucha Bros. Headsets? Yeah, they're right here. You didn't take those. Oh. Well, I had them and I said, you need to put these on, they'll be easier. Oh, that girl's boobs were out. Oh,
sweet boobs.
Nothing wrong with boobies.
Boobies. Boobies.
They might need to show that camera angle all night. Did you want to put that in your hoodie? Woo!
Hey, everybody.
Oh, there was no angle. It was just boobies.
People talking.
I have no idea.
People in the chat.
This one, I think. That one.
Hey, everybody. We've got Alita with
Looks
us.
like nobody's in here.
Sophie's out there. Alita's with us. Chris Akane is with us tonight.
Hey, Chris.
Guys.
Looks like AEW is dead for us. People are like, no, we're not going to tune in.
Says, I watch it for the eye candy.
Yes.
I didn't get to find out. What? What didn't she get to find out? As Sophie says, where's Dee? Right here. Right here. I came. I saw.
Wow.
Sophie says the person that attacked Seth Rollins was at the message show. I don't know if he got in.
Huh. The Madison Square Garden show? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, the MSG. Yeah, Madison Square Garden show. Probably a big fat no.
All right, Christian Cage is going to start this match right off. He going in there against, what is that, Dak? No, that's not Dak. That's the other one. That's the
baggy,
Cash.
The baggy pants man.
Cash. He got no ass, Cash.
They both have like baggy britches.
Because they're old man. They look like old men.
They have baggy britches. They look like they took dumps in their pants. Sometimes.
Dumps like a truck.
The AEW
All right.
is returning to Cleveland January 26th.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, like, we're going to Cleveland, bitches. Cleveland.
Reminds me of a Sublime song.
As Chris says, we got Ref Aubrey out here.
We do.
She's very exciting.
She got her hair up, too.
Her hair up and
She must be going to prom afterwards.
she's like, I got fancy hair tonight.
Maybe it's for the New Year's party.
Maybe. Her fancy hair. She's not wearing fancy pants, though.
That's okay. You don't always have to have
We're
fancy
leaving that up
pants
to the
on.
Hardy man out there.
You
He's
don't
got
always
fancy
have
pants
to have
on.
fancy pants on.
Whatever. Matt Hardy has fancy pants on.
I don't know if you can see that.
Fancy pants. That's funny.
Oh, my volume's probably all the way up.
Chris says, we got Ref Aubrey out here. Oh, Alita says, why Seth was replaced.
Was it the COVID thing? Is that what you're talking about?
Ravi says, yo, what you saying, peeps? I don't know, Ravi, what are you saying?
What are you saying? I think that means what's up.
Yeah.
Like
Sophie
what's
says,
being
with
said.
Tony Storm's release, I wonder how that affected all their plans, storylines, and feud-wise heading into Mania 2022. Not much, because they didn't really have anything going on with her.
I doubt they had anything for her planned anyways.
And she asked for her release, so it's kind of her own decision and her own fault. That she
Right,
doesn't
yeah,
have a
so
job.
the developing story is that she was doing a house show with Charlotte and Sasha.
Uh-huh.
And right after the match was over, she just flew herself home. Wherever home is.
New Zealand.
Yeah, but that's a 28-day quarantine, so I doubt she's doing that.
Yeah, she's probably still in the United States somewhere.
Right, she probably has an apartment or something. Somewhere. I don't know. I could be wrong. She is married or engaged or something.
Yeah, she's engaged. They were talking about her wanting to elope on that one.
Yeah, she did elope. That's how she got married or something. She's married, and she eloped after they got engaged. That's what it is. She is married.
Oh.
But I don't know why any company would hire her if she's going to quit midstream. There's no way I would hire her.
Being a quitter is not cool. Sophie says, wow, you got 4 people in this stream. Yeah, wow.
I don't know where everybody's at, but Ravi's in here now, so
Chris
day
says,
is saved.
Right? Yay. Don't fall asleep. Chris says, I'm sad. No more Quadzilla.
Oh, I know, right?
It's not that, that she wasn't pretty by any means. That's really weird. But
She looks just like Adam Cole. If you think Adam Cole's pretty.
without makeup on.
Right.
With her makeup on, she looks pretty.
I couldn't believe how much when I was watching that interview that she did in Fox, I was like, oh my God. It looks like Adam Cole dyed his hair blonde. That was nuts watching that. It's on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. It's on the Fox channel, but I don't know. Not like their normal channel. Like Fox Wrestling or so. WWE Fox, I think it is, or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It was WWE Fox on the Instagram or whatever you showed me that it was there.
All right, Jungle Boy taking it right to Dax. Dax in a little bit of trouble. He's in the wrong corner. Look, he's getting hit by everybody.
Ooh.
Quicker than a hiccup.
Don't go to the corner. You'll get beat. Let's see. Ravi says, I'm cool, fam. And Sophie says Christian Cage wants Jeff Hardy to go to AEW. Alita says quesadilla.
Uncle Quesadilla.
Goddamn quesadilla. Sophie says it seems like they were planting seeds for a Sasha-Tony feud. They were planting seeds for a Sasha-Tony liking each other. Like, Sasha saved her.
But you like them first, and then you turn
of course,
later.
and then Sasha becomes a bitch, like she normally does. Robbie says, hello, I probs will fall asleep. I know you will, because you're boring. Just kidding.
You got to get in there and just chat disconsolate.
Robbie's like, I went to the pictures with a couple of brethrens to watch the new Matrix.
Some brethren.
So you went with some brothers, did you?
Woo!
With
Little
your
arm
friends?
drag.
You went to the pictures.
This looks like
with,
Isaiah
what are you,
Cassidy here, but it could be Mark
87
Quinn.
years old. I went to the pictures. Like, what the fuck, dude?
That is Isaiah Cassidy, correct?
Pictures.
They're obviously messed up there. That was a big botch.
Yes.
But it's okay. He just rolled with it. Phoenix did. There's Mark Quinn. Mark Quinn's got a mohawk. Now we know who he is.
Mark Quinn got attacked.
Well,
by
they've
some
all changed their hair.
Chris says, at least we still have Shotzi. Thomas says, hey guys, what's up? And thanks for liking my tree. It was so cute.
Yeah.
It was a little, subtle little tree. Like Charlie Brown tree almost. Sophie says, Tony Storm asked for her release because she knew that they wouldn't going to treat her like how NXT treated her. Oh yeah, Sophie, did you talk to her? Did you
Where'd you hear
call
this
her
from?
Home? and talk to her about it? Did
All
you guys
we
have
know-
a long conversation?
All we know is she asked for a release after she left. That's it. That's the only facts.
Whatever her background, personal information is, or personal reasons behind asking for her release, I don't think anybody knows at this point except Tony.
Right. She did do an interview with Fox and then told Fox that she finally felt like she could finally be herself. She finally started relaxing. And that didn't work out very long for her. Oh!
Either that or she gave up on herself real fast. Which seems to be the norm anytime. Alita says, that's sad. Sophie says, with Tony Storm's release, they don't have that many faces in the women's division for the SmackDown brand to feud with Charlotte now. And Robbie says, LOLD, yeah, the film was decent, worth a watch.
Right.
Was it?
I
You
would
have
have
to watch the other ones, though, to
Right.
know what's going on.
I would have assumed that she realized that she couldn't handle the pressure because she was main eventing, right? Like
yeah,
she was main eventing
She
with
was up
Charlotte,
against the fucking
the best in the business, and she
champion.
she quit. So that tells me, that she can't hang with the big girls.
Yeah, something.
That's all I see. Now I don't know if there's something else. Maybe it's mental health. Maybe she got the twisties or whatever.
She pulled a Simone Biles.
But either way you look at it,
Man,
whether it is the twisties or she just wanted to be unemployed,
Maybe.
something happened.
Yeah. Ian Glazer's in the chat.
Hey,
Ian
Ian.
says, do you like my new logo, my YouTube guy?
Yeah, is that a different one than the one you showed us?
It's a dude with his profile to us. Cool. Alita says,
Terrifying.
that's sad, but like it. Chris says, Shotzi going to do some underhanded things at this point to stay with WWE. LOL, just kidding.
Under table thing? You're sick!
You're a sicko. Sicko.
Just kidding.
Jungle Boy getting on that Hardy there. He's like, I got to go to my corner and pick my
Yeah,
guy.
they're going to definitely have to push her harder and as a heel.
Yeah.
And push her as a successful heel. The problem is that the two, whatever they are, babyface type heels, is Sasha and Charlotte. I don't know if Charlotte's necessarily a babyface, but she could be a heel, I guess.
Yeah.
But you still have to have some heels and baby faces.
Yeah, Sasha's
Naomi,
like,
maybe.
kind
Time.
of nice, but she's like not nice.
Dakota, Lacey Evans would be nice. I don't know where she's at in her baby recovery.
I don't know, but I want her to be a meanie pants, not like, oh, I'm soft because I had babies. Alita says, why did he do that to his hair?
He loves
I
it.
don't know.
Maybe he liked Seth Rollins back in the day.
Maybe he just
Senton
wanted
bomb.
to be different.
1, 2, and
stand out in
3.
the crowd.
No! Mark Quinn kicks out.
Like straight up in the air. He like did his own, what do you call those? Inverted whatever.
Mohawks?
No. When the guy lifts him up and they're straight up and down.
Just a vertical suplex.
He did his own vertical suplex to himself. Did you see that?
Uh-huh.
Like when he kicked out?
Whoa! That's it.
See, if
Phoenix
I
might have broke his
known
neck.
The name of it.
Suplex.
Don't touch your dick while you're doing that shit.
Just touch it.
Ew.
Rub all over it.
Gross on so many levels.
Like Big E tries to rub it on other people's heads.
It's so disgusting. So he's like, the only women superstars that are faces for SmackDown are Naomi, Sasha Banks, and Aaliyah.
I forget about Aaliyah.
I haven't seen her for a minute. Ian
Maybe
says,
they can
my
bring
YouTube
Dakota
guy
up.
name is Laid Baked FR.
Forever. Laid
Cool.
and baked forever.
Sweet. Sophie's like,
Boom!
Tony Storm has a 90-day
Gutbuster.
no-compete clause, so she won't be a free agent until the end of March.
Yep. That's a fact.
Holita says, I'd rather have money than unemployed, right?
I would think so, but not her. Maybe
her
she
honey bunny
got
makes a lot.
I was gonna say maybe she got engaged and married to a wealthier guy.
Maybe that's why they eloped. Ramit is in the chat. Hey, Ramit
Hey,
says Tony
boss.
Storm released from WWE. Yet she asked for her release.
Yes, she was released.
She asked for her release, and yes, she was released because she asked for it. Let's put that in there, guys, because this isn't a WWE decision. This was her own.
Yep,
She made the fucking decision.
she quit.
WWE didn't make the decision to cut her. There were no budget cuts or anything like that. She made the choice.
Boom! Here he comes, the dinosaur. 65 million years of experience.
He doesn't do a very good job for having that much experience, though.
Well, I think he does. They just don't give him the
Rawr,
right
poof.
opportunity.
Aubrey looks weird out there with her hair all done up.
Right?
It's like...
Boom! Rights and lefts from the big man. He might be fighting Jake Paul next.
Ew. So Sophie says maybe they will call up 1 or 2 women to call up to fill out the women's division for the SmackDown brand. Who knows?
Hey, that one girl showed up. I can't remember what her name is. But she showed up last night or whenever it was on NXT. The blonde, the cheerleader one.
There's a cheerleader blonde?
Yeah, she's a cute little blonde girl. And Daddy says that I can wrestle. And Daddy paid for my tennis lessons. And then they show her serve, and you're like, yeah, well, you didn't learn anything.
Why would she? Just because Daddy paid for it doesn't mean she was good at it. Sophie says, so Liv is much better than Tony. Liv been on the main roster a lot longer than Tony Storm, and she is still there. No, actually, Sophie, I disagree with that statement because Liv cried and quit not too long ago herself.
Yeah, but she didn't really quit. She just quit on air. But they both cried the whole time. But I honestly think Tony's worse now. Like, at least Liv stayed. She didn't quit. She
actually did quit that first time.
She didn't
and then
quit.
she went away, and then they were like, okay, come back. So they redid her character, and then it was stupid.
Right, but that's not quitting. She didn't get let go. She was still getting paid. She just did a character change. There's a big difference.
No, that one time that she was in the ring and she actually quit. Like, quit. I'm done. I quit.
Right, that was...
And she wasn't back. They rehired her. I'm talking about that time. I'm not talking about this last time.
I'm pretty sure that didn't exist.
It did.
Just don't give fake news out. Look it up. I don't think she's ever been out of contract with WWE.
Remy says, which is more gorgeous and beautiful than Mandy Rose and Penelope Ford?
What is? Not much. You're right there.
Which is?
Oh, which one?
Is more gorgeous and beautiful? Which is more beautiful?
I like that gold,
Rose
so I'm going to go with
Penelope
Mandy.
Ford.
She got the belt.
Sophie says there has been plenty of women in NXT that have
What
been
is
ready for a
this?
call-up for years.
What is this? The tension in the corner.
He's like, dude.
Pentagon! Oh!
Snap.
Christian hit Pentagon. And Christian just got pinned right in the center of the ring. 1, 2, and 3.
What? He took the loss?
Yeah.
FTR? Ouch.
After Pentagon.
Had a meltdown at him for some reason.
Right, and then the FTR kicked him in the back. But it's going to look like... Because wrestlers don't go back and watch video. So they don't know what really happened. So now Pentagon's just going to be mad because he attacked him.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's going to look like.
Mad. Alita's like, maybe she wanted time with her man.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Sophie's like, remember Liv was a lesbian. She probably still is. I don't think that's changed.
Nothing wrong with being lesbian. Let it be. Let it be.
Weird. Who's that guy?
It's Mark Quinn.
No. The guy with the red shoes. The only red-shoed guy in the whole place. That guy. He looks creepy. Like he's got a problem with his face.
I have no idea who it is.
Oh my god, the first time ever.
We get to hear CM Punk talk for the next 20 minutes or so. They should put a time limit on his talking.
Oh my god.
Like they do in the matches.
Like you only get 2 seconds. Make it memorable.
If you had only one word to say, what would it be? Okay, that's your promo. Punk.
So I was like, Liv has never been released by the WWE. She had time off WWE TV over the years. I didn't say she was released. I said she quit. There's a difference.
Right, but that means not being paid.
I'm pretty sure she wasn't being paid. Vindicator says, AEW. What's going, Trav and Lady D? You enjoying all this physicality going on in the ring and swindlers are still a swindling?
I love it.
It's awesome. I'm glad they're swindling. It's better than crying about it. Remy says, yes, she's have softcore about Ruby Soho. Cool, gross. Sophie's like,
Ew.
with D logic, Sasha would have been released a few times over the years. Sasha quit too.
Sasha did quit, but not the company. She was still under contract. She just left, but she was still under contract.
So I'm telling you, Liv did the same thing. It
doesn't count as a lead.
It doesn't. It does too.
No, if you're collecting paychecks,
Okay,
it doesn't
so if you're leaving and you're still under contract and you're not having your person redone or your character redone or anything, you literally are you quit.
Okay.
In the sense, if you're not having any kind of matches or anything, there is a good possibility that during that time period of you not doing anything, Just because you're under contract, you can be completely released, or you can ask for your release and be done.
You could, but they didn't do that. And
I
yes,
get that.
Sasha's quit twice.
Still,
But
done it.
she was still in the WWE. They just extended the time on the back end of her contract.
Right. Okay, fine. But there's still, if you're not going to be there, you have more of a possibility of them saying, yeah, well, fuck you, you're done.
Right.
And not having you come back. Even if you want to. Alita says, nope, they don't. Their promoters watched video. Vindicator says, Travis,
Right.
Were you a fan of John Madden? So sad, but he did live a magnificent life.
Yes, I actually loved watching football with John Madden for years and years and years when I was a kid.
Did he die?
He must have. That's what I just heard.
From that? From what he said?
Yeah, that's what I just heard. Google
Walter
it real
says,
quick. But I don't like to act surprised.
Hey, Walter. Says, hey, Travis. Hey, Dalitha. Sophie says, Liv Morgan is in a relationship with Bo Dallas. According to other sources, she's not.
Oh my gosh, are you just trying to be argumentative?
No!
She lives with him.
Where's Luke? Luke, where are you? Luke knows everything about Liv and her life.
Right.
So, you tell me if Luke says that they're in a relationship now when he denied it.
Right.
When she was working on her fucking farm, and we said, yeah, he's just working on her farm.
I get it. Dwayne says the same thing about Charlotte. She's not really with Andrade.
Okay, I know that that's true because there's pictures, but there's no pictures of Liv and Bo together.
Because there's no financial gain in it.
That's what oh my God, seriously. So, if you're going to say that they're together, then they would have stuff together no matter what. Because even fucking Bliss does it with her thing, and he's not a wrestler or anything. Nobody knows who the fuck he is. But she still has pictures with him.
He was a singer, like an NSYNC or something, I think.
I don't think so, but yeah, sure.
He hangs out with all those guys.
Know who he is, do you?
I don't care to know though. If I cared to know, I'd look it up. I know who Bo Dallas is.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, he is a nobody, but she still has pictures with him. So it just doesn't make any sense.
He's not a nobody. Yeah, he died yesterday.
Bliss is nobody. Oh my God, seriously? They just did that whole thing on Christmas for him? And he was there, like, doing it, and then he died? What the fuck? Like, how is that even possible?
December 28th, when was that? Yesterday.
So they did that whole special show, of celebratory thanking him of how
Maybe
great
they knew he was going to pass.
And he was all like, doo-doo-doo, and then he dies. He's like, well, that was my last thing I needed, thanks.
He was awesome. Like, boom! He'd always draw it. He's the one that did the pins, and he seals the line here, and he seals the line here, and then boom, right here in the middle, like.
Yeah.
He was a coach in the 70s, but most people don't realize that.
As Chris says, she's still with Bo. LOL. That's the point, though, right? Is she? Walter's like AEW, Jim Ross, and Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone on commentary, and WWE let go Tony Storm. She asked for her release. Walter, different. Not the same. Vindicator says, LOL, Bo Dallas. What a scrub. I'm more of a man than he is. I could show Liv a really good time. Except for you're scared of trees.
You have to believe.
Alita's like getting paid. Chris says, Rib Madden. Imagine Madden calling a wrestling match. That would have been funny. Sophie says Tony Storm couldn't handle the pressure even though they were pushing her so hard. Walter's like, good news. I won bingo 5 times today. Where do you work, Walter? I want to work where you work and play bingo all day and then win. Alita's like, Bo Dallas is Bray's brother. Yes, he is.
He is. I don't know what his first name really is, but...
It's normal. Remember?
It's like Brian or Tunda.
We looked it up once. It's like normal. His brother is the only one that got named
Wyndham.
Oh, weird. Like his grandpa's name or whatever. Vindicator says WWE wasted Tony like they did 90% of the wrestlers they released.
It's his mom's maiden name.
Yes, that one. Vindicator, Tony asked for her release. Different. It's a completely different thing.
They still had to release her.
I get it, but
they released her.
She asked for it.
After asking for her release, she was granted a release. How about
whatever they didn't offer her or offered her didn't work to keep her around. Walter's like Eddie Kingston team for the win. Oh yeah, you're going for them?
Yes.
Me too.
Whoever this guy
says,
is.
please give us your online streaming schedule.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 6 o'clock. 8 o'clock Eastern.
8 o'clock Eastern time for Raw, AEW Dynamite, and SmackDown. We will not be here this Friday, though.
Not this Friday, because there's no SmackDown. But we will be here this Saturday.
Repeat schedule, whatever it is.
At 8 p.m. Eastern.
For day 1. Pay-per-view.
Wardlow in action still to come.
Ooh, he's gonna, like, have his fun with another whatever.
Young boy.
Yes, that's gross. Sophie says most of the wrestlers that got released this year were main eventers and mid-card acts. So he says John Madden was 85 years old when he died. Congrats to Jim Ross for being cancer-free. Yep. Walter says Friday I'll be here for SmackDown 8 p.m. It's on FS1. We will not be here for SmackDown on FS1, Walter, because it isn't an actual wrestling show.
It's a highlight reel show.
It's a highlight reel, and it's just not that interesting.
We're going to be sitting around a fire in the snow.
Alita says Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and all pay-per-view. Yes, she got it.
1, 2,
So
and
the Friday show, I'm torn on it. I want to watch it or not.
So Santana and Ortiz are painting their faces, by the way, if you guys haven't noticed.
They've painted it before.
Not like this. Not that I've seen. Maybe in Impact, but not on AEW.
No, they've done it on AEW a couple times. Even when they were hanging out with Chris Jericho all the time.
Right.
Walter says, is there a day 1 prediction? Yeah, we'll probably do it.
Yeah, we'll just get on a little bit early.
We'll do it during the pre-show part, probably, because Joe's really busy. So we'll be doing it ourselves. As Walter says, oh, okay, no stream. Yeah, you won't get to see us Friday. Maybe we might do something quick on Instagram, though, for New Year's.
Yeah, but it'll be while you're sleeping.
Yeah, it'll be midnight for us, but it will be 2 o'clock.
It'll be 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. If any of you guys are awake, you can join us.
That, and Sophie says there has been times wrestlers ask for their releases. Sometimes the WWE doesn't give the release right away.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, there was something wrong with her though. She was in a bad place. I hope her mental facilities are all intact, because that's what it feels like to me.
You're not going to miss a second of the action.
Some sort of a mental breakdown or something for her.
Possibly. Vindicator says, so it seems like several guys in AEW have their face painted. Who would have thought that little Darby Allin would have started a trend? Jeff Hardy would fit right in on this brand.
Right.
I'm not sure he really started it, but...
Absolutely. Then Thunder Rosa does it. They all
Thunder Rosa did it before
Sting started doing it before...
That's what I was going to say.
I mean,
Sting was doing it while they were not even a
Sting grew up watching Darby. And he really admired his...
the R-Truth thing now.
Yeah, he admired him when he was a child. So Sting wore it. That's why the Ultimate Warrior wore it. They were lifting partners. They were really good buddies, by the way, the Ultimate Warrior and Sting.
Nice.
And that's when Sting started doing it. But then he switched it over to the Darby style afterwards, because when he first started doing it, it was very colorful. It was the Venice Beach Sting. But the Road Warriors did it in the 80s because of Darby. Darby started this a long time ago. But
that guy's disgusting. We still have picture-in-picture guys, so we have
Eddie Kingston over there
happening over
with
there
Daniel
on
Garcia and 2.0. I'm assuming that's that hybrid 2.0. Is that what 2.0 is?
I don't think so. That's a different one.
So they have two 2.0s?
Okay, so 2.0 is different than that hybrid thing.
The hybrid 2, that's right.
Yeah.
What's up with these?
And they're in like bright green, weird colors. And these guys
I thought maybe they got serious and started wearing black like champions.
Anyways, Alita says Wardlow making him look like a perv, right? Vindicator's like they should form an NWO style group, maybe call them the Face Painter Society or something.
Yes.
Walter's like, do you guys think WWE will bring back the Thunderdome because of COVID outbreaks?
No.
If they do, they're fucking stupid.
If they do, they'll be forced to. It's not their option. If they can't get fans to show up. But if they tour in Texas, Florida,
and there's other states
Utah,
too.
There's a few states that they can
Alita says, I'm usually sleeping while fireworks and gunfire is going. Yes, I'm positive you do have gunfire in your area. That sounds terrible for me to say, but it seems like something that would happen around Atlanta, Georgia.
The whole city? No.
I said around it.
She already says there's gun in her area.
Exactly.
Didn't she move?
She moved into a new apartment. I don't think she moved out of the area she was in.
Oh, okay.
Didn't sound like she moved out of her area. Just moved
I
to
thought
a
about
different
that.
apartment.
We've never done it. Me and my cousin used to talk about it all the time.
That you never hear gunfire?
Shoot. During the 4th and during the New Year's.
Probably.
With shotguns. We lived in a field. The BBs would have just hit the trains. It would have been fine.
Because there's never hobos in there. Sophie says, I can see Tony Storm come back to the WWE. Vindicator says, LOL at Travis rewriting history. Yeah, isn't that what all the people do out there now? If they don't
That's
like
the
it,
new
they
thing.
just rewrite it to suit whatever they think it should be. Vindicator says, but I did mean start the trend in AEW only. Walter says they canceled
Look at the chops.
our Peach drop this Friday night.
Oh,
Those bastards.
I'd be so pissed.
I'd be fucking pissed off. I'd be telling my
Hopefully,
fucking city people,
they'll
what the
burn
fuck is your problem?
Burn the city down.
Burn the city down. Yeah, burn City Hall down. If you're gonna burn shit down, burn down the right places. Burn down the universities and then burn down the city. City Hall and
We don't
universities.
need no education. Hey, teach us. Leave
Alita's
them
like while
kids
he was
alone.
sleeping in his car, right? Darby, because that's all he knew how to do.
Right.
He was a poor kid. So it was like Tony Khan teased one last surprise from AEW to end 2021.
Well, maybe we'll get it tonight.
Is there a Rampage on this week?
I need to put my earpiece back in. Yes. But I doubt they'll do a big surprise on a recording. So they've won.
Oh, God, gross.
I didn't have my earpiece in and I didn't get to see what it was. But how did they steal it, damn it? All right, how did that end, guys? I didn't get to see it. Was it a DQ? See, stealing. Oh, they got the bell. Oh, they're going to use the bell. I haven't seen this since Randy Savage did this to Ricky Steamboat.
Are you kidding me? This
Yeah,
is
Randy
fucking...
did it to Ricky.
Oh. I mean, this is just fucking stupid.
No, it's not. This is beautiful. This is wrestling.
Oh, jeez, how fucking dumb.
No, it's not.
It's dumb.
This
These
is
guys are stupid. I hate
beautiful
them.
wrestling right here. He's going to hit him with that bell, maybe put him out of wrestling forever. He got him with it!
Chris says,
Who is it?
Celebratory gunfire bit.
Haha, it's Jericho!
Oh, he's
He
gonna
coming
come
down
out
with his
and beat
bat.
him?
Does it have a
Well,
pink
it's
tip?
Santana and Ortiz. He's
Looks
gotta
like it has
save
a...
them.
Oh, shit! He took it right to Daniel Garcia's guts.
Vindicator says WrestleMania 39 should be in Idaho. Sophie
Yes.
says, I usually watch random stuff when the News Year's Eve show arrives. Alita says, no, in the same area. I figured you were in the same area. You just moved to a different apartment. Walter says, good AEW matches. Sophie says, so far the New York New Year's Eve celebration has been canceled because of the new COVID outbreak.
Not surprising.
What a bunch of pansy-ass pussy butts. Walter says, I'm safe here. That's good. That's good, Walter.
Well,
Alita
I'm glad that
says,
you're
I
safe.
didn't see. Walter's like, Chris Jericho is back. Vindicator
Jericho
says
looks like he's been crying.
they can prevent the bell being used as a weapon if they start giving timekeepers taser guns.
That or just bolt it down. So Jericho's back. Look at these red shoes.
There's red shoes everywhere.
Now that I betrayed everyone I've
As
ever
Alita says,
loved
they
and
admired
pushed them
Macho
all
Man.
away.
Oh,
Yep, that was all for Randy. He should have went up top and done an elbow drop on it, though. That's the way you do it. Something left for me to save in the wreckage of my life.
Well, Robbie
My
must have
life.
fell asleep or
I
died.
become, man. I become. Look at these two don't get along, really. He said, cut that music. Cut that shit off. Cut that song.
Why?
Because
Also says,
he don't
"Judas on
like
my
him.
mind." Maybe he wants to talk.
They're going to end up hugging it out. Cut the music. A lot of good it does. The whole crowd knows every word to the song.
He just wanted to talk to him.
That's like his family. I don't know why Eddie Kingston would be upset. He just threw his bat down. Oh, Jericho's getting ready to go. Why didn't Eddie Kingston wear red shoes? Why don't I have red shoes? Just thought of that. Maybe I should get some red Reebok Zig-Tex
There you go.
for my exercise routines that I have not been doing. I have been eating.
Does it make you look like you're going fast?
I have been. Red? No. You gotta have white shoes to go fast. If you don't believe me, Google it.
That he's what?
The biggest one of the biggest ratings draw in all of wrestling. I don't even know how you would tell that because nobody would know when he's going to be talking. What are they flipping back and forth and then they stay on the channel longer?
Maybe. Look at Wardlow. He's just over there like, oh,
he don't like
God,
this guy.
talking.
He's going to end up turning on him.
Like, he's still talking. More talking.
Oh my God, I can't believe he's playing that up. I love it. His free agency, the bidding war in 2024. Because WWE keeps saying they want him. So he knows that the money's just going to go.
Alita says, is someone jelly? I bet.
Jellyfish.
I bet he is.
Wardlow.
As Chris says, Jericho should turn on Eddie. Oh, that's terrible. So he's like, sometimes the WWE brings back a released talent out of nowhere. Oh, God.
What the fuck?
That's not how that works.
I had a feeling this was going to happen.
It's in your contract.
I would love that to happen. Jade better win that. I'm so excited for that tonight. Thunder Rosa, Jade Cargill.
It's gonna be interesting.
I like Jade Cargill more as like an out of ring performer.
Yeah.
I don't know how great she is between the ropes.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa's fantastic. You know, Thunder Rosa is so good that she beat Britt Baker and put Britt Baker over, and she became world champion, and she's one of the most popular women's wrestlers. That from that fight that they
True.
had.
Why are you doing in here? Why are you in here?
Why'd you
No.
came?
No, get out.
Why'd you came?
Why'd you came? Get out. Get out. Go.
Next, let's go.
Next.
No.
Go. No, go. Go. No, go. Get out.
I becoming.
You can't be in here. You're a cow.
Why don't you have popcorn? Just want some chips?
Mm-hmm.
Want some dip? Do you want me to go get some onions?
Some onion?
Yeah, onion dip.
Just eat it with an onion.
That would be
I was
nice.
gonna make onion dip for Christmas. That's why I got a new bag of chips, and I didn't do it.
Nice. So they're doing a season 2 of this. So it must have had a ending where it was something you could end.
Yeah. Poop. Poop.
But it does look like she's back in it. I thought she wasn't going to be in it. It looked like they had a new crest.
Poop face. Poop.
Poop, 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 Mel. Poop, Mel. Poop. San Diegans? Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
You're a poop now. Poop.
Why did you do it, Robert?
Vindicator says, I wonder if Kingston is jealous of how much WWE pushes Owens more than AEW pushes him.
No.
No.
Probably doesn't even cross his mind.
Right? Well, there's like, boo, MJF. As Sophie says, the whole unicorn sprinkles thing is kind of stupid, and the whole wearing a mask everywhere is starting to get boring.
Well, don't do
Why
it.
would you comply at this point?
I would
it's
never.
just fucking dumb.
Yeah, that's just me, though.
Well,
But
we're like, okay, at 9 p.m. I'm going in 24 minutes. Count them down, Walter. You count down those minutes.
it's the final countdown.
He's like, I can't wait to get the hell out of here.
Bam, bam,
Alita's like, get the red Nikes. No Nikes. Nikes are the devil. I do not support
I don't know if they even
terrorism.
have red Nikes, do they? I'm sure
pretty
red.
sure
They make
they
red
do.
one. Yeah, I do Reebok or other. I did buy McKenna some purple Nikes last year, and she decided to wear them this year. She's had them for over a year.
Yeah. You supported terrorism. Shame on you. You've been canceled and deleted.
I've been canceled before. It's all right.
Sophie says next week is the first AEW show on TBS. It is on the 5th.
Looking forward
Sophie
to
says,
that also.
Remember, they brought back Drew, Jinder, Bobby, Shelton, and John Morrison in the same year after releasing them at different points in their careers.
Hold on. No, they didn't. Wait, who did they say?
Drew, Jinder,
Jinder was already there.
Bobby,
Jinder was there earlier.
and John Morrison.
Right. The other ones, maybe they all came back together, but Jinder was there for a while before those other guys came back. He was champion before those other guys came back to the company.
That's true. Walter says, oh, the dogs came in the room, LOL. Chris says, because I'm MJF and I'm gayer than you and you know it. Is he though? Will Hunter's in the chat. Hey, Will says, good evening,
Will.
Wrestling Gab crew. Good evening
Woo!
there, Will. Alita says she is great, Jade. She is a very good person.
I just love her outside of the ring, that bitch. I love the whole persona. I just don't know how good she is between the ropes, and I know a lot of people care about that. I personally don't care what happens between the ropes in wrestling. I like the story. It's more important to me than actually the matches.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, obviously you want to see some decent stuff going on. But that's why I like that Bell incident, right?
Mm-hmm.
You dipshits. Let's get it done. That's what we want to see. That's not even a burn. Oh, snap. I like that one.
Burn.
We accept. Cero, miedo. No fear.
Mm-hmm. He said it. They said it.
Jungle Boy going to be a champion next week? I would like to say that I would rather them be champions, but I really like the Lucha Bros, but they're not using them.
Right.
We don't see them.
No, we don't.
I want to see badass tag team matches again, and since the Bucks aren't wrestling, you don't see it.
No, that's true.
It's like, well, the Bucks were champions, we got to see tag team matches. Now we don't get to see tag team matches.
Well, they have to have all these matches for these dipshits that they brought over from NXT, and then show how wonderful they are.
This isn't an NXT guy.
I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about what they're doing in place of having actual real matches that count towards AEW stuff. Anyways, Sophie says, what a great dog mom Dee is. You know what, Sophie? If you had to deal with a 120-pound doofus butt that's like the size of a small cow.
That just wants to see his dad. And it won't listen to anybody else but me. Who the fuck is this guy?
Cannot back up.
He doesn't have a reverse button.
He is like a bull in a china shop with everything.
If he was to get hurt and he was going to try to go backwards, he would somehow find a way to turn around, and it doesn't matter whose life he takes along the way.
Or what equipment he takes with it.
None.
He actually has
come
into our office room and decimated our equipment, by the way.
This might be the best wrestler that he's wrestled so far.
Don't you remember when he did that?
I've seen him do stuff.
So telling him to get out is a normal occurrence.
There's the powerbomb. Now just end it. Oh, the guy came back on his feet almost. Talk about selling the move.
Good for him.
I don't know who this guy is, but he looks like he's about 40-year-old wanted for sex offense.
Oh my god, maybe he is a big fan of James Ellsworth.
I'm teasing. No, he's way bigger than James Ellsworth. Oh, a 2.
However, James Ellsworth won the women's match.
He did. He won the first ever women's ladder match. Money in the Bank ladder match. Mm-hmm. Let it be known. James Ellsworth is the answer to that trivia question. And then they redid it on SmackDown.
Chris says Undisputed Era versus Best Friends. Walter says
that
was
tonight.
Funny. Sophie says AEW got their version of Kevin Owens with Eddie
2
Kingston.
and 3. After 4 or 5 power bombs.
He did 4 or 5 of them this time too.
Yeah.
Alita says Taco Bell brought back the melt.
Heck yeah.
Alita's like, they do. Will says, if I remember the second set of the Dior type Nikes were red, don't think they were called Dior's, but were the same style.
Huh.
Cool. Sophie says, Jinder was released the same day Drew did in 2014 before coming back in 16. Pickle is in the chat, though. Hey, Pickle says, what a great night to watch some wrestling. Isn't it, though? Fantastic
I love
night.
it. It's the last AEW show of the year besides Rampage, but that one's recorded, so do we count that?
Oh, God.
Oh, in the back!
You had to wait for him to get smacked in the back.
I got it.
Vindicator says,
I don't think Wardlow
Christian
likes that.
Retired.
See?
He's not seen him in weeks.
I feel like Wardlow might turn on him first, Spears.
Maybe. He might beat him. And then stuff him in a trunk. Chris says, it depends on the wrestlers if you know.
Because I woke up in the Hudson in a sack!
How do you know she's trying to kill you? Well, let me tell you. Chris says, it depends on the wrestlers. If you know they are a good wrestler, they will have a good match, but a good story is also important. Walter said Wardlow will win, and he did really quickly. I didn't even get to your chat comment before he won.
Why is he talking? Don't talk. You don't get paid to talk.
Roberto says, hello. Hope y'all here have a good New Year's. We will. Hope you do too, Roberto. Hopefully you had a nice
Look at
Christmas.
Adam Cole being the leader. I got this.
Robbie says this guy looks like he eats wood and nails for breakfast. Are you talking about Wardlow? Chris says, Travis, that's you in there, the other dude. Chris says, actually, Colin Delaney is a good wrestler. Is that who that was in the ring, Chris? Sophie says, my dog plays the in and out game with me all day, every day. Vindicator says, Wardlow wrestling a guy they found at a T-Mobile shop or former sub-manager at Walmart. Robbie says, man's done out here. Lita says, sounds like my puppy. Sophie says, Travis will be upset the day the WWE release Jinder one day.
It'll happen.
Robbie says, this guy is seeing stars in his eyes. Is it because he loves Wardlow so much? Piccolo says, how's everyone doing tonight? Oh, you know.
Haha. All ego. Ethan Page.
Just, you know, watching dumb shit happen with dumb stuff.
Old Jeb Coulter out there.
Right?
Remember Jeb? We the people.
Yes. We the people. As Alita says, hi, Piccolo. And Piccolo says, I was Colin Delaney, big time jobber during WWE in the 2000s. I have no idea who he is. That's cool. I didn't watch WWE during those days.
Should I dress like that? All ego? Look at his pants and his shoes.
High water pants?
Why not? He looks like a Middle Eastern millionaire. Doesn't he? Maybe he is.
Whoa, whoa.
He's talking about Brandy being a stripper.
Oh, not currently a stripper. That's mean. Robbie
Who's
says,
wrestling Cody? Is it going to be
Kyle O'Reilly? He mine. He all yours. Sophie says, Happy New Year's, everybody. Yes, Happy New Year's. Robbie says, Pepsi Cola.
Oh my God, they're tearing Brandy apart. Are you not hearing this?
No, I'm just reading chat real quick.
Holy shit, that was funny. It'll get old and tired very quickly. Kind of like Brandy in the last 2 years.
Well, they have to go after him because they want his
Well,
belt.
him, but not his wife.
Anybody's fair game.
Of course he is. He's the man. And Cody should be the champion. Yeah, nobody likes shit sandwiches.
Oh, Lita's like, Ravi. Sophie says, I could see most of
There
the
she
talent
is.
that got released from the past 2 years somehow find their way back to the WWE like others have done in the past. Less talented version of Paul Heyman. That's funny.
He does
Robbie's
a pretty
like,
damn good
that
job,
yellow
though.
shirt's cool. Yes, it looks like something Harry Potter would wear. It's very Harry Potterish with its zigzag.
I like it.
Lightning striking type
I would
stuff.
definitely wear that sweater.
Lolita's like, LOL, and Pico's like, haha, Travis, that'll save
I actually
sock
prefer
laundry.
Jim Cornette.
Because you won't have to wear any. You won't have to do any sock laundry. Very true,
I'm pretty sure he
Pico.
wears those short little things, I bet.
I don't think he wears any. I think he wears no socks and makes them stinky.
Whoa!
Ooh.
I couldn't help but laugh. Look at him. He can't stop smiling. Listen, Bambi.
I get my stripper names confused. Chris says, Brandy, not the drink, LOL. So he says, I wonder how long it will be before people get sick and tired of AEW like how they are with the WWE.
He's gonna fight her.
You're a black belt. I'm a black bitch.
I guess she's a black bitch.
I
So.
guess she's a black bitch.
Oh, Dustin's coming down to stop this. Cody's gonna show up. Oh, shit! Ethan just hit Dustin from behind. Lots of smacking to the ass here. There's some ass smacking going on. Some good ass smacking.
Robbie says, nah, D, that shirt is class. Alita says, my baby mama. And Chris says, Brandy said Heyman, not Cornette. Robbie says,
Yeah,
Brandy
she said
looking
Heyman,
peg.
and then he said, I'd rather be compared to Jim Cornette.
And Chris says, also, at least Dan said Cornette.
Mm-hmm.
Vindicator says, dress however you want to dress, Travis. You will be turning heads regardless. Expand your wardrobe to match the size of Delitha's.
She does change hers. This is a new one that she hasn't worn in over a year.
I was cold Monday, so I was like, it's probably going to be kind of chilly. I better.
Did you need a
ask
blanket for your
sweater.
legs?
They feel fine. It was more like at the last part of the night on Monday, because it's 3 hours. Sylvia says, it's the end of the year. Do you guys have any plans for the last 2 days of 2021?
I want to burn wood. It's my goal.
He wants to burn the trees.
To somehow burn wood. However it can make it happen. Do you know a crow is the smartest animal in the animal kingdom besides a human?
Raven is.
They're the same exact family.
Yeah,
if you
but
look it up.
Raven.
They're in the same family, so their word when you read, they're the exact. But anyways, did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
They use tools and they understand outcome.
Oh.
So they understand that. So what was happening? The reason I even looked this up is I go and I feed the squirrels at the park,
Right.
and the crows will come down and grab the peanut,
Mm-hmm.
and they take it and they drop it by the squirrels, and then the squirrels will grab it and then they start to open it, and then the crow will attack them, and then take the peanuts. So they use the squirrel as their tool.
Yep.
And they understand outcome because that's an understanding of an outcome. But there are records of them in the wild. They will find bread, like people leave bread on their doorsteps and stuff, you know, or in their windowsills. They will take chunks of the bread, fly it to the water, and set it on the shore and catch fish as bait. They use bread as bait to catch fish. Like, that's pretty impressive.
Crows and ravens are awesome birds.
I want one. I saw a guy have one on the internet, and he just feeds it, and they fly over, so he'll have like 10, and the one will come down, and he put a little yellow tag on its leg.
So we knew which one it was.
well, obviously he knows which one. It's the one that lands on him and like won't leave him alone. He'll be sitting there watching TV or whatever, and it'll sit there and push its head up against his, basically tell him to go get him food. Using him as a tool.
Yep. I watched this thing on ravens because it was in the UK and they have more ravens there.
I want a raven, obviously, because they're bigger.
Well, they're bigger. Anyways, but this person was doing a scientific experiment with this raven. And it was like, okay, well, we'll feed you, right? So it was on a limb of a tree. And they'd put food there. And then they'd make it harder and harder and harder. Well, pretty soon, they put the food at the end of a string hanging from the branch. And the raven couldn't get to it by flying at it or anything like that because there's nothing to land on because it was below it. So it landed on the branch. It took it a few tries. But it finally figured out all it had to do was it would pull up the string and stuff it under its foot, pull up the string, put it under its foot, pull up the string, until the food came to them, and then they'd eat it.
There's also records of them pulling fishermen's lines in and then eating the fish off the end of the lines.
Yeah, they learn. So they learn. That's what I was telling you in the when you were feeding them. I was like, that's funny. I was like, the more you feed them, they'll recognize you or they'll recognize Brett's vehicle. And so when they see that vehicle, they'll be like, oh, hey, there's food. They associate it.
And we were throwing out quite a bit today, and there was 3 of them today, where there was just one before. But I know the one is the same one.
It's usually their family.
And if you roll the window down and just throw a peanut at them, they don't even fly away.
Most of them don't.
They're just like, I got you. I know what this is about.
Yeah, you're not trying to hurt them. They can hold grudges. If you're mean to them, they will remember you, and they will, like, literally dive bomb you and shit. They remember people. Like, I guess it's like a thing. And they will actually show their children that person so that they can hate them, too.
I feel like if they're going to do this match, they should have done a last man standing match.
I think so, too.
So there's a winner.
Yeah.
I feel like this has to be another hour, or it makes no sense. Because it has to go the whole limit because they did it the first time. I mean, I'd like to see Paige just win it, but...
Right.
In like a 7-minute match.
Vinegar says Brandy is racist, but in good taste, I guess. How is she racist?
That's not
Ben?
racist. She's black.
She can say that all she wants.
She didn't say you're white and I'm black, so I'm better than you or something. She just said... You're a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
I'm a black
bitch. That's all.
Took her shoes off to beat the shit out of him. Pickle's like, damn, Brandy, always starting shit. Sophie says, at least you have days off from doing this stream.
Couple, but we usually get weekends off. Usually.
Alita says, right, I'm her
There
backup.
she
Right?
comes.
Alita's like, well, we all say that.
Woo!
Right?
Jade looking
Black,
fantastic.
right?
Is that like leather?
Kinda.
Like
maybe?
pleather or
Shiny
something?
stuff?
It's very, very.
Sophie
rubbery.
says, are you guys going to do the AEW Saturday show on January 8th?
Yes.
Alita says her I meant. Robbie says Jade Cargill gonna go ham in the match.
I honestly want her to win, but I could see her losing. Thunder Rosa is really good.
Vindicator says bonfire and firecrackers and one big New Year celebration. Nothing could possibly go wrong. It's winter and freezing outside, so no.
Trust me, I want to just throw a mortar into the fire.
Oh, God.
Just to see what would happen.
Sophie says Travis should have his own Discovery show that will surely put people to sleep watching it.
Oh, absolutely it would. Like, did you know that England has its own, like, Hollywood? That's me discovering things. Like, countries have their own TV stations. I just thought American TV was just around the world and they just changed the language.
Oh, my God. I know we've had this discussion before, but oh, my God, stop talking.
I had no idea.
Just stop. Robbie's like, oh, American ads are bad. Who wants to buy a nonstick pan at this time? People who want their eggs to slide around in the pan, Robbie. Hello?
I want one that I can use a fork or a knife in or a metal spatula. A nonstick pan. That's all I want. That's all I've ever asked for.
Vinegar says, Travis, who do you think is stronger between Cargill and Belair?
I bet you that they have different strength in different areas. I have a feeling that Jade Cargill cannot squat as much as Esther. So Thunder took out the attorney, but I think Jade was supposed to push him in the way, but like to get out of the way.
Right.
But she was out of the way the whole time anyways. So that was a very botchy thing. She was supposed to be there and then grab him and pull him in front of her.
Sophie says, does anything happen in Idaho? I don't hear that much. No, nothing happens here.
Nothing really. We get big forest fires and then they hunt wolves every once in a while.
Stay on your side of the world.
You hear about that stuff. We have a volcano, a very active volcano that would kill everybody on the planet that people are always scared of. Like, you can look that up on YouTube. The Yellowstone volcano.
Nobody talks about that. Except science people. Alita says Belair. That's her guess on who's stronger.
I think Bianca's stronger in her legs, but different parts of her legs, right? And I also think that Jade's probably stronger in her arms, like curls and such. But I would go with Esther. I think Esther's altogether stronger. Yeah. More athletic. How about that?
Sophie says, is D talking about That's So Raven? No, I'm actually talking about a bird. Do you know what those are?
Yeah, they
Piccola
shit on
says,
cars.
Those are pigeons.
Still
Piccola says, I think we've had this conversation, but I'm afraid of emus. Yes. Yes, you have told us your scarcity. But not ostriches? Like, you're only scared of emus, not ostriches.
So do you like the insurance commercial, or does it freak you out? Emu.
Liberty Mutual.
Liberty.
Robbie says, I can't stand pigeons. They are nasty. Do you know that pigeons are the only bird in existence that can go from sitting on the ground to full flight?
Like, just take off?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
They're
what do
the
other
only
birds
bird
do?
that can do
Like,
it.
run or something?
They don't have to run.
That's
They
what I'm
just
saying.
take-
Do other birds
full
run?
flight.
I swear crows do it all the time. I'm watching them.
They don't. It's not the same.
I know that flies, when they fly, they take off backwards.
We aren't talking about bugs. We're
Well,
talking
I'm just
about birds. Sophie says they're setting up an Eddie versus Jericho feud. Possibly.
Were they? I figured like that was like a little clique they were going to join.
Alita says you should see our turkey vulture.
I have seen a turkey vulture. I actually chased one and put it in a box.
We have turkey vultures here too.
Yeah.
They're kind of creepy looking.
They are so weird because they don't look like all the way a vulture. That's why they look like turkeys. But they don't eat turkey. I mean, they might eat turkeys, but they look like a turkey. They look like a turkey, so therefore they're a turkey vulture. Yeah, somebody had brought one in a box to Home Depot, and it got out. So I chased it all over the parking lot, and then I caught it behind the fences. Because they have those fence panels.
Yes.
So I went under there and grabbed it.
Anyway, Sophie says, or make it an Iron Man match or whatever AEW could call it. Oh, yeah, for the title.
Right? I would like to see a last man standing, steel cage, something that has finality in it.
Walter says, AEW, I like the fights. Vindicator says, Jade looks like a peppermint. Do you want to lick her? Is that what you're trying to say?
Do you want to put her in your mouth?
Walter says Thunder Rosa for the win. Robbie says Jade with them washboard abs.
Oh,
Sophie
Thunder
says
Rosa messed up.
Her own TV series, Mike and Molly.
Big boot. Thunder might be done.
Not sure what that means there, Sophie, but okay.
What is it?
Oh. I don't have this up, so.
All right, Jade Cargill took her head clean off with that big boot. Now we're looking at Thunder Rosa getting up off the ground. Jade's ready for her, though. They're just circling each other like wild cats. Is that sexist in any way? Calling them cats? Like a cat fight? Okay.
No.
Like I said, wild cats.
Right. Sophie said, Dee already had her own TV series, Mike and Molly. Oh, yeah? Are you trying to be insulting?
Are you saying I'm fat?
Exactly. Like that. Are you trying to be, like, insulting?
That's pretty funny.
Because if you are, it's not working. Sorry. That's funny.
I'm not that fat.
Pickle is like, Bollywood is a big deal. Have you ever seen a Bolly movie? I have not.
Never.
I knew it existed, but I've never watched any of the movies from Bollywood.
I heard about it, but I thought it was a channel.
Jason Travis is weird. Chris says a Rosa cosplay like times 23. Walter's like,
this.
okay, bye guys, see you this Saturday. Happy New Year.
All right,
bye,
see ya.
Walter.
I think
Happy
Thunder's
New Year.
out. They can't end it during a commercial, can they? Look at that. Right down on her stomach.
Ayla's in the chat. Hey, Ayla. Alita says they do. I'm Africa. Really like our... I love Bollywood. Vindicator says Ayla. Ayla says Vin. Robbie says LOL, nah, D pigeon, not for me. Vindicator says Travis. Sophie says, I'd rather hear these two talk about food more than birds. Ayla's like Travis. Vindicator, Delitha. Alita's like, they take off from a tree. Ayla's like, I want them to talk about birds. Vindicator's like Ravi. Ayla's like Delitha. Sophie's like, D and Ayla should apply for Top Chef. Vindicator says Alita. Ayla says Ravi. And Vindicator says, wait, why am I rattling off random names? Ayla's like, Alita. Ayla's like, why am I? Alita's like, hi, Vin. Vindicator's like, yes, I would kiss Jade all over but not lick because I'm not a cat or doggy. Sophie says, D looks like Melissa McCarthy, the star of Mike and Molly. If only I had her sense of humor.
Right? If you were only as funny as she is.
Well, if it was funny, I only think I'm funny, so. Ravi says Jade is a machine. Alita says
the machine.
Ayla. Vindicator says, how are you doing, Alita? Are you happy that Ayla is here? Ravi's like, message retracted. Alita says Jade is not strong in the midsection.
All those abs. It's not strength. Look at that vertical. Like
She's
Bobby Lashley out there. Thunder's kicking.
Verticals.
Oh, God. She reversed it, landed right on top of Jade.
Wow.
Might have ruptured one of her boobies.
Alita's like, watch Slumdog Millionaire. Yeah, that's kind of a Bollywood movie, huh? Piccola says not at all.
Seen that.
I don't see no resemblance, really.
Of what?
That I look like Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I look like Delitha. Thank you very much, people.
I
look like myself.
You got your fluffy cheeks.
I've got my fluffy cheeks. Even when I weighed 128 pounds, I still had fucking fluffy cheeks. Piccola says that, and Vindicator says, oh, I get it. Ayla was playing the copycat game, LOL.
Thunder Rosa's going to win this anytime.
She might.
She's setting her up. Oh, she just kicked her in the vagina. Oh, wait, no, that was the inner thigh. Never mind.
She's like,
going after that leg.
Kato says, hey, long time no see. Hey, Kato.
Hey, Kato.
How's it going, ma'am? How's the dancing?
It's been a minute.
Robbie says Bollywood films are long, what with the 6 songs they add to the film. You would know, Robbie.
I have no idea.
I don't know either, but...
Oh, shit.
I mean, I've heard of them.
You don't drop an elbow on a knee like that.
Ouch.
That's how you break your ribs. Hopefully Thunder's okay. She dropped it like that and landed right on her leg.
Yeah.
Like the knee.
Sophie says Ayla is here more than Brandon. Robbie says, I personally don't like Bollywood films. And Robbie's like, Ayla, you love my banter.
Jade is so strong. And then kipped up, but her legs just torn up.
Because Robbie said, D, they are trying to copy me with banter. And Ayla said, Robbie, no.
Yeah, because I put Jade more in the Charlotte category of look, not Esther.
Oh.
I feel like Esther's a lot more stout, smaller, more like Otis, but not fat.
Right? Yeah.
Like Big E, kind of. I don't think of her as a slim powerhouse.
Pickle says in Bollywood movies,
oh, shit!
They randomly sing and dance like a flash mob. Sounds like something that Robbie really would enjoy. Then
It sounds like something I would like. I like musicals. Musicals are my favorite. 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. West Side Story. Chicago was a good one. Watched so many of them. We get to watch them all the time in choir when I was in junior high and high school.
Right? Minicator says, Delitha, when is your cousin Daphne Huapeppa showing up? We need more mods to straighten Sophie out.
Figure 4! Jade's locked up!
Oh no, it hurts her. It hurts her leg so much. Sophie says, my dad's birthday is January 9th. He would have been in his late 50s.
Sorry to hear about that. That's not very old. Jade got there. Look at that. She's almost in the middle of the ring.
Do you need a drink? She's like, yes, I need some
Who
water.
takes
Thank you.
drinks during a match?
I don't know, but the ref is not happy about it.
See, JR said it. Never seen it. This is how Jade's going to win. She's going to cheat.
It looks like.
But how's it going to work?
Sophie. Vindicator says, I'm such a knucklehead. Alita's like 6. I thought it was more.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Somebody just busted a bottle over Thunder Rosa's head. I thought it would be the other way. Remember?
I thought, yeah, you were talking about that, thinking it would have to be somebody else.
I bet it was Ivelisse. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Ivelisse.
Think it was her?
1, 2, and 3. Jade Cargill pulls it off. The miracle. I want to know. Maybe we'll see it now. Maybe that's the surprise.
Who
Has
is
there
that?
been any WWE releases?
I guess Sarah Logan could come in, I guess. if she
She's
really
not
wanted
that
to.
little.
Why?
She's a bigger girl. Not bigger, but like bigger. So Thunder Rosa just lost, meaning Jade has to fight these 2 little girls to win this whole thing. Now I honestly can't tell you who's going to win.
Who?
Because they've been pushing Jade hard.
And Ruby so
And Ruby. So both of these queens. Thunder Rosa attacking her. She's a sore loser. Oh, here we get to find out who it is. Who's this? Oh, she's not very coordinated. I don't think that's Ivelisse now.
Oh, God, is it? What's her face?
She's small. I don't know who it is. It does look like Ivelisse again.
Nope.
Oh, no! It's Martinez! Mercedes Martinez!
There's your surprise, everybody! And with her awkwardness, it was really strange. I wonder if it was because she was trying to, like,
were you worried it
not
was going to
see?
be, what's her name? Mia Yim? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that would have been terrible.
It was the only other one I could think of that they had released so far. I was like,
Right.
who else would it be?
Oh, and
that's kind
she's
of that
so
size?
terrible
Mm-hmm.
that it kind of looked like it, too. Who's this?
Ruby.
Ruby Soho.
She's gonna come out and save some thunder.
Oh, maybe we'll have this match on
Rampage?
Rampage on Friday.
Maybe.
That would be the way to do it, and that sets it up for the main event.
Mm-hmm.
They'll
Do
have
that.
they'll have an ad for it right now if it is.
Yes. Sophie says Bollywood is just cringe. Ayla says you'd know, Sophie. Pico's like, don't forget Greece. Love Greece.
Oh yeah, Grease Lightning.
Alita says we eat well in the South.
Shit, I want to watch Grease now. I forgot
eat
that
well,
movie even
and I'm up
existed
in the
until you
north.
said that. Now I want to watch it.
West. It's because I hunt in Idaho.
Alpha male.
I can't remember what else he says. Something in Saskatchewan. I hunt in Saskatchewan. Something
Yeah.
else in Saskatchewan. Vinegar's like,
January
LOL, Samantha
5th.
is giving off those secret looks. Travis, she thinks you're full of it. LOL. It was like, Dalitha, how was the coffee? Mine was kind of cold by the time I got to drink it. It wasn't as hot as I expected it to be, so I tried to drink it as much as I could, but I had to, like, do work at the same time. But thank you so much for bringing me a coffee. You're sweet.
What the fuck?
I hope you didn't go too much out of your way to do it either.
What are you talking about?
Ayla, bringing me a coffee today.
At work?
I asked her if she was working today. She said she was going to go in around noonish, and I asked her if she would go get me a coffee. And I told her that she could tell me no. I wouldn't have, like, a meltdown. I tell Travis to get me coffee all the time, and he tells me no, so I'm used to it. Rob is like, Ayla, you remind me of that Scooby-Doo character, Velma, for some reason, LOL. Sophie says, Grease was an awesome musical movie, and also Hairspray. The old Hairspray, not the newer one. I don't like the newer one as much. Ayla says, thanks. I think it's because John Travolta plays a woman and it's kind of creepy.
It's funny.
Ayla's like, thanks. Alita says, I've been trying to figure out that movie. Which movie, Alita? Sophie says, and also Rent. Robbie says, you defo have the look, Ayla, haha. Ayla's
God,
like, yeah.
I need this job.
Robbie says, Bollywood films are like 3 hours long. Alita says, oh, Jade forgot to share. Piccolo says, cool, Mercedes Martinez. And then Pico says, LOL, Mia Yim.
I was worried about that one.
When he said uncoordinated, I was like, oh my God, no.
Oh, yeah, she was. When she
I
got
was
in
like,
there,
oh
I was
God,
like,
no.
and nobody's done more uncoordinated than me, yeah.
She probably would have tripped over herself and not know where she was. Chris says, Martinez! And Sophie says, wasn't Mercedes also an Impact not that long ago as well?
Yeah, she did. She signed a little short-term thing with them.
So she probably did it with here, too. They do that a lot, those free agents like that.
Right,
Robbie
yeah,
says,
because they can get paid per match here. You don't see that a lot in the WWE. They'll do it every once in a while, but it's usually for a jobber.
Yeah.
Kind of like Wardlow tonight.
With that dude. They just have some guy come in. They're like, oh, hey, you want to make a few quick bucks? And they're like, yeah, okay, you're going to fight this guy.
Fuck, I'd do it for
like
free. Kick my ass.
Robbie says Ruby looking trim these days. Sophie says, I thought Mercedes was signed with Impact. Roberto says, poor Miz and Maurice got a brood bath this past Monday by Edge.
No, it was super sad. It was a lot of player hating. Edge doesn't like happiness. He's probably not happy in his marriage, so he doesn't like other people to be happy in there.
Right?
Just kidding.
Chris is like retribution, lol, right? Ayla's like Grease is the word is one of my fave songs. I get way too excited when it comes on the radio.
I like them all.
Sophie says Medium is still a free agent until the beginning of February, I think. Vindicator says, Travis, do you think Jade has a nice bootay?
Yeah, they're absolutely flawless. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Ayla says, oh, I did. As I was leaving, Candy said she was taking the day off, but she was going shopping. So I got you coffee and had to go back to the house and wait. Didn't get to work till 2.
Dang.
Well, that's kind of pooey. So you got the kids all ready because you were going to go to work. Went and got coffee for me and for yourself. And you went to work and then got told that, so you had to go home and wait for a couple more hours. Is that what I'm hearing from you? That's weird. Alita says that would be 7 Brides. 7 Brides for 7 Brothers?
Yes.
7 Brides for 7 Brothers is a good show.
I like it.
I really enjoyed it as a child. And my brother did too, which is really funny. So when they did it as a, whatchamacallit?
A play?
A play here in town. I got tickets for it for dinner and stuff with my brother and his wife that he was with at that time. Oh, sad.
Old Riho's back, and there's going to be some trouble.
Anyways. Let's see. Anna says it's fine, though. Today was slow. I love double shot, so not a problem. I know, right? And you have to go in the mornings because, maybe not so much now because they close early. But before, if you went in the afternoons, their coffee tasted kind of burnt and it wasn't made as well. But in the mornings, it's like it's fresh tasting.
Is that the one my buddy's parents owned? The Digitanos owned? It used to be over here by the green tea.
They never owned double shots. They owned and still own, I'm pretty sure it's Digatano, that owned, it wasn't his dad an accountant? Was he the accountant one?
He was a life flight.
Okay, so maybe not
helicopter
them.
pilot.
There's another guy that you know that his dad was an accountant. Lamprick.
Yeah, Logan. Lamprick.
Yeah. So their people owned the bagel place, the Fifth Street Bagelery. His mom still owns it, but his dad went bonkers. He actually worked at my office.
Yeah, I knew that.
And he was a crazy fuck. Like, I guess he, went bunker butts up there and tried to kill people and fight people and all kinds of crazy shit. Like, they had to have, a security guard, escort him in and out of the office. He was only allowed to come at 8 o'clock and leave. He had to leave at 5 o'clock, no matter what. There are stories about him.
That's funny because Logan and Jaxson I grew up with, and I remember going to their house and you couldn't touch anything.
Right?
You weren't allowed to touch anything.
Yeah,
and so we could go into his room or whatever, but when we got out of his room, you couldn't touch anything. You couldn't touch furniture. You couldn't touch anything in that house.
I guess they're a bunch of kooks. His parents. No, I don't know about him himself. I'm sure he has problems.
Logan's the one that taught me how to peel an orange. He'd sit there and just roll it and roll it, roll it till it got soft, and then pull it in one pill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so now that's the way I do
But
that.
I don't think the Digatanos ever owned Double Shots. Double Shots was owned by 2 sisters. that were very Christian. And they...
I just know that they owned one, and it was in the Green Tea Park. That's all I know.
Well, the double shots, they had one there, but I don't think it was them, unless it was before the sisters owned it. But I'm pretty sure they owned it that whole time.
It could have been, because they owned that for years through high school. Because we would go there, and Logan had to... Or not Logan. He got me on Logan.
Sorry.
Ryan worked... He had to work there.
I don't remember it being there, I guess. I don't remember it being in that parking lot for, like, it... They weren't there for very long, and then they were gone. Anyways, Ayla says, Blue Moon song. What Blue Moon song? Robbie says, those stains will never come out of that wedding dress. Pretty sure it got burnt. Alita's like, love it. Sophie says, Summer Loving is one of my favorite Grease songs.
Uh-huh.
Robbie says, Ayla, you see Grease, right? And Ayla's like, I usually take them to work, then Candy or Dave take them home in my car. Since she took the day off, she just watched them from home. She won't let me drive her new car. Ha ha.
That's funny.
Vindicator says, Dr. Faker is the worst. She almost makes the Spawn tolerable. Almost. Roberto says, y'all have a good night. I have work in the morning. All right, Roberto, thanks for hanging out with us. Hopefully we'll see you on Saturday for day 1 pay-per-view. Ayla says, long time ago, Rave, I only remember so many songs. Piccolo says, oh, I had an opportunity to see live the Book of Mormon, but a dipshit coworker called in sick, and I had to give the tick away. Oh, that would have been kind of interesting.
I guess that's really good.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
I used to watch those LDS shows because I had roommates that were LDS, and there's some pretty good ones. They did a really good job on a few of them. They were funny.
Mm-hmm. Alita says, okay, CM. Robbie says, oh, Ayla, you're a card. It was like Double Shot was owned by Heather Ross and her husband. Her sister Bobby didn't own it before they had. It was just the donut owned by a South African named Pete Otto.
No idea who that is.
Yeah, that was the donut place. That was when it was just the donut place, though. But, so, the two sisters owned Double Shots together, and then the one sister's children, whoever bought it after them, I guess. Maybe it was after those two. Anyways, but they own Double Shots.
We do have CM Punk in there talking.
He doesn't want to be here.
No, somebody might not want to be here. MJF doesn't want to be there.
Anyways, but I don't know if you guys remember, but that accident that happened out on the old highway between McCammon and Lava Hot Springs, and those two kids that died, the brother and sister that were in the truck and they got killed, that was one of the sister's kids of Double Shots.
Oh wow.
So that's why she sold it, because the sister couldn't do it all herself, and so she asked her sister if they just wanted to sell it. She said yeah.
That's too bad. I remember that. That was not too long ago, about 10 years ago, so.
That was less than 10 years ago.
Was it? About 7 years?
Yeah. Alita says, I did too much. Piccolo says, Punk calling out good old JR. Ella says, I worked there for 4 years, both owners, 2 different names, right? Robbie says, Dee, did you ever watch Dallas? No. Sophie says, good night. Good night.
Good
and
night.
Alita says, who didn't watch Dallas?
I didn't watch either of those.
I
didn't watch Dallas or Dynasty.
Neither one. My mom watched it, Dynasty, because we didn't have the channel for Dallas. But it was on late, and my mom sent us to bed. And she was like, that's not for kids. It's like some creepy soap opera. As Robbie says, CM Punk, get off the mic. What? Don't you guys love listening to him talk?
He doesn't have an upper lip.
That's gross. He doesn't have a lower lip really either. He just has like a weird slit in his mouth. It's kind of gross.
Meth? Oh. He said he's going to bigger and better things.
There. Yeah. That's it, Ayla, yeah. Double Shot Coffee, the drive-thru was Bobby and Heather. Yes. Yes, that was what I was talking about. Not the donut place. And now it's owned by someone else. Yes, she sold it as Heather owns B Sweet Treats and Bobby's kids passed. Yeah. Yeah, after her kids passed. They were 16 and 13 years old. Yeah, he had just gotten his driver's license. Like, he was just able to drive.
And that's a dangerous road, even if you're a veteran driver.
And I don't know if the driver of the other vehicle died or not. I don't think he did. But
I've passed people on that road, and the semi coming head on with us had to stop and pull over. Like, that's how terrifying that road is, because you can't see. Yeah, it's striped.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, I'm going to pass. Hopefully I live.
Right?
Right there by McCammon.
So now that road is now expanded, so it's almost like 4 lanes all the way to...
The bridge?
All the way. Like almost...
So they expanded that bridge? So they tore that bridge down and built a new bridge?
I think the bridge isn't 4, but I could be wrong. I think it is 4. I'm pretty sure
well,
it's
that
all
means
4.
they tore it down because that bridge was tiny.
Pretty sure it's all 4.
Dang.
4 lanes almost all the way to lava.
Yeah, people would die on that road. It was terrifying. Cooking meth, Punk.
Meth cooker.
Cooking meth, CM Punk.
Punk the meth cooker. Oops.
Well, thanks for talking to us, Punk.
Yeah, we really appreciate you talking about your smack. Your smack. Old smackety smacks. Anyways, Layla said they'd always help me close the shop when I worked there. Yeah, good people. Chris says, Punk time. Robbie says, D, you're more of the bold and the beautiful fan, I can tell. Haha.
The bold and the beautiful. The young and the breastless.
I never watched soap operas. Seriously, I never watched
Hey, look at this. We haven't seen him for a while. Hopefully his neck's all healed up. Absolute Ricky Stark.
Okay. I thought it was already. I thought he was wrestling.
Well, he wrestles here and there, but he doesn't
Oh, excuse me.
No more Dante. It's been nice not having him on TV.
So, I think the only daytime show stuff I ever watched was like stupid shows. Like Maury or Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yep, and then there
like
was...
when I worked a swing shift.
Jerry Springer. That shit was classic.
When I worked a swing shift and I was up during that part of the day before I went to work or something. But after working in a 9-to-5 job, you don't watch that fucking crap. And my mom never watched soap operas. My mom did shit all day long, so my mom never had the TV on. So it was just stuff that thanks, Piccola. But so when I had a swing shift or I didn't have a job and my mom was still alive, my mom and I would play video games together.
Here comes the Spanish God after his loss on
She liked
Saturday.
The video game so much that she literally went and bought herself her own GameCube and the game and everything. So she and her own TV and put it in her room so that she could play her game and I could play out there without us playing together because you couldn't like make your character other stuff. You could make, so what we did is we'd make new characters. You would play the game together and then your character would level up really good. And then you would then go off and play and then you could beat the game like easier because you already did that. Anyways, he says Bobby Fish, Ethan Page. Oh, he's losing his cards. He almost gave us a sneak peek. Jay Lethal, Tony Nese. 5 matches as a champ. That's it. It was pretty pathetic. It was sad and pathetic.
That's one pathetic title run.
4 successful defenses. They spelled defenses wrong. 3-month title reign.
That's a quarter of a year.
2 Crossroads
Giving
later.
him to fans, I love it.
Are they booing him because he's a bastard?
I don't think so.
I lost my championship. Ah, it's sad.
It's not yours. It's Cody's. He's had it 3 times.
3 times. That's one memory I won't forget. With New Year's upon us.
I'm going to wrestle him again.
I have my resolution
to be world champion.
Oh, God. Beat the American Nightmare. Really? Win back my title. He's going way too slow with his shit.
It's not your title, buddy.
And once again,
be television champ.
Be the TNT champion. Okay, he's done. All right. Alita says, wow, I'm really showing my age. I mean, Alita, I knew of the shows, but I never watched them as a kid, like when they were on TV, so it wasn't appropriate, you know.
I like Knight Rider. I like Blue Thunder. I like Airwolf. Three's the Company. I think that one ended.
Three's Company?
What was the one with Balki Patakamas? Perfect Strangers.
Perfect. I
That
remember
was
that show.
the bomb. That was the...
I remember that show. Ravi says, I know that road. Sophie says, you should do this stream when you guys go on vacation one day. Sophie says, I sometimes don't know what I want to watch on TV, even when I'm by myself. Ayla says, first time driving by himself with his sister, coming from a family reunion. Sad thing is, he was leading, their whole family was behind them when the head-on was someone. The first cop on the site had a heart attack right there. Aw, that's sad.
That's tough when you see kids like that.
Robbie says, do you love CM Punk's mic skills? No, I don't. I cannot stand him. His voice makes me want to rip out my eardrums. Sophie says, I used to watch Ricky Lake, Rosie O'Donnell, Jerry Springer, and Maury. Never watched Rosie O'Donnell. Ricky Lake, Sally Jesse Raphael, and stuff, but never Rosie O'Donnell. That bitch I can't stand.
Never watched her. I didn't even know she had a show, to be honest. Who was the, there was Maury, and he was the one that did the, like, Is It Your Baby?
Oh, yeah, right. Ayla says, you can see pictures of the aftermath if you Google their names. The car's not them, right? Robbie says, don't be recommending me any of these bad shows. What shows? Sophie says, wow, a GameCube. I didn't know they were made that far back.
It was a while back.
Chris says, where's Tay? LOL. Robbie says, you should get a Raspberry Pi where you put the ROMs of old school console games onto it. My mate made me one. They are sick.
Mm-hmm.
A what?
It's a little computer. It's about this big, and you can put all your old games on it, and you can just play them.
On what? What do you play it on?
Your TV.
You play it on your TV?
It's just like a game console. It's called a Raspberry Pi.
I don't know what that is.
It's a little computer. It's just almost like a chip.
Oh. Sophie says, I thought Cody can't fight for the world championship since he lost to MJF a couple years ago. He's not going for the world. He just has the TNT champion. Sophie says, family ties, family matters. Pickle says, over here I was watching The Box at BET, The Basement, and MTV.
The Cosby Show
TRL.
was very popular when I was in the 80s, when I was a kid.
That kind of teen. I didn't have cable when I was growing up. I was a poor child. I lived out in the boonies. We didn't have cable out in the boons.
The Cosby Show wasn't on cable, by the way. It was on
and it was probably on a channel we didn't get because we only got a few channels. Ooh! Oh, guys. Cheap shot. Ooh, you got him.
You guys needed one of those big tall antennas with all the little arms on it. So that's what my dad had.
Taxi was also a good show. Too bad I wasn't born when it was on air along with Welcome Back, Kotter.
I don't know either of those. I mean, I know Taxi. I've heard of. That's where Fonzie was, I think, right?
I think it was him and...
No, that was Good Days, Good Times.
Yeah, that was different. It was, what's the short guy?
Danny DeVito.
I think it was Danny DeVito and...
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, I think was in the actual series. I know they did a movie too, so I'm trying to think who was in the movie. Pico says trying to learn the Aaliyah and Usher choreography. LOL, right? Pico's like I was watching me some MTV, TRL, and BET, so I could learn the choreography, so you could dance.
Lights just went out.
He's gonna die.
Brian Pillman gonna get beat up.
He's gonna get spit on. Ravi's like, message retractor. Chris says, soccer mom time. Ravi says, is Dr. Phil still a thing? You know what? I think it is. But
I'm gonna say no. I haven't seen anything.
Sophie says, is it cheaper to download games? I used to watch TRL
No.
even though
Same
they
price.
kept changing times every week.
I mean, for a modern game, they're the exact same price for the disc or non.
Yeah. You can download a game and it costs $60, or you can buy a disc and it costs $60. It's pretty sad.
Oh, it was a flinch.
Thought he was going to get him, but he wasn't there. Or I was like, bloody hell, that mullet. I thought I stepped back into the 80s. He loves his hair. It's just like his daddy. It's official. There it is.
They need to do a hair versus hair match.
Cody Rhodes versus Ethan Page.
Ooh. New Year's Eve.
Official.
Darby.
The 5-tool?
Anthony Bowens. Isn't that boxer?
I don't know who he is.
Yeah, he's that boxer. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe
Bowens is Max Caster.
Yeah, that's right,
That's
Max
their
Caster.
little group.
the Acclaimed.
These guys.
The little guy. Oh,
Gross.
no. That's disgusting.
Yucky! My Chemical Romance. Rob is like, oh, I played outside as a kid.
So
right?
all I gotta say is it's worth the price of a ticket if the Acclaim's gonna be there.
True.
You hear him rap coming down to the ring?
He's gonna say something mean about Sting and Darby. It's gonna be funny shit. Yeah, Ravi, that's pretty much what I did. My mom was like very much like, get the hell out of the house. Like, it was like a thing. Like, get out, go outside. It looks like I watched a lot of those shows, but we've already talked about that. I lived with my grandparents. I loved old shows. Still watch Frasier, Cheers, Golden Girls, and Roseanne. So it's like about facts of life and who's the boss. Alita's like, watch all of those.
Loved Who's the Boss. I don't know what Facts Life is. Right offhand, I'd have to Google that one. But
I don't remember
it's definitely sounds familiar. I just don't know exactly who's in that. Is that the one with Urkel?
Facts of Life? No. That's Family Matters.
Oh, okay. I thought I was clever there for a minute.
Robbie says Travis would suit that haircut. Oh, yeah? You think he'd look good in a mullet? Should we make him grow out his hair for a mullet? Alita says DNA test. Right? The DNA test. You're not the father. Vindicator says Pullman looking like a guy who just got drunk at a high school reunion. Sophie says I binge watched Frasier and it took me a year to binge watch every season of it.
Look at this. They're going to have a street fight. When is it?
Your kicks. Like, we have boobs. Look at our boobs.
They do have boobs, don't they?
Boobs everywhere. Just boobs. Just a bunch of boobs.
There's 3 sets of boobies in that match. Anna Jay's got some boobies also. But there's a lot of butts in that one.
They're all butts, it looks like. Anyways.
Oh, did it say when it was? I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at their bodies. Oops.
I think it's Wednesday. They're showing a whole bunch of different Wednesday stuff, so I'm pretty sure it's this Wednesday.
Wednesday's going to be a full show. That means there can't be a full hour match. Unless they're going to, see? There's too many. That one's up next.
This is up next, the one I'm going to leave. I'm going to pull a Vindicator.
You can't just leave.
Start my car.
Bye.
Bye. I'm taking a vacation. Travis is rewinding to watch Penelope Ford and the bunny talk again. You know, talk.
New Year's Eve. So that's this Friday.
New Year's Eve. Oh, okay. New Year's Smash. It's a Rampage thing. It's a street fight. That's terrifying.
All right, it's time. No, I'm just kidding.
As Sophie says, I binge watched Frasier and it took me a year to binge watch every season of it. You didn't binge watch it good enough because it didn't take us a year to watch it.
It took a while. You know how long it took me to watch Cheers, though? Forever.
It did take you a whole year.
It took me a long time.
Not a year. It says it takes me less than a week if I'm committed, right?
What
So it's
the
like
fuck?
I used to write my own story. It's called Super Pete when I was younger. Sophie says with Frasier, I also was binge watching other stuff at the same time. That's cool. Did you sell your stories? You should probably sell them now because they'd probably be good. Alita says, like the Apple I did, we splurged for cable. Yeah, no splurging for us. Ayla says, I used to play outside too. Alita's like, no, Travis. Sophie says, it took me a while to binge watch Cheers. Ravi says, Ayla, I would trust you to play out. I wouldn't trust you to play outside. Alita says, everybody knows your name's spinoff.
But it did so well. Like, a lot of spinoffs don't do that well. And it did really well. I think it went 9 years or something.
Yeah. Sophie says, facts of life, George Clooney was part of the show for the last season of it. Chris Akane, Tay and Jay and Street Fight on Rampage. Alita says, Phil comes on early in the morning. Ayla says, no, I'm actually shocked I didn't get napped. What? Nabbed? Kidnapped, you meant? Haha, my old friend and I would run the streets like till 5 a.m. No cares. Because I'm sorry, were they speaking? Travis, lol. Right? Like, he didn't even notice that they were talking and saying stuff.
Who?
You!
Who
People
was saying
is making fun of you. I'm sorry. Were they speaking? ... Travis, lol. Like, were they speaking, Travis? He didn't hear them speaking either. You know, boobs.
Boobs and butts, yeah.
Just boobs. Just boobs in your face.
I paused it for a second.
Retracted. Ayla's like, Clooney was on Roseanne too first season. His name was Booker. Sophie says, I was never a fan of Roseanne. Alita says, I remember when he was a kid.
So George Clooney's aunt was a famous actress, by the way, in case you guys didn't know that. But she was in, what's that show called? White Christmas with Bing Crosby. Yeah. She was the love interest.
Yeah.
That is George Clooney's aunt. Not the skinny one, but the full-figured gal.
Rosemary or Rosalind Clooney or something like that. Sophie says, my sister is a big fan of the Golden Girls. Alita says, TBS. Ravi says, new American sitcoms ain't as funny as back in the day. Oh, fuck no.
I would binge watch right now Golden Girls without a heartbeat. I love that show when I was a kid.
I never really I think I've seen some episodes.
Oh, you would definitely love it.
But
it's kind of like Grace and Frankie.
But with four old ladies that are funny.
Four of them, and it's not so sexual.
Right. I've seen parts of it, so I do know, like, kind of the synopsis, I guess you could say, but I've never really watched them.
Wow.
Sophie says, I binge watched that 70s show, and Ayla says, Kelsey Grammer is a boss, longest running character in TV show history thus far. Yeah, because he was on Cheers for all the seasons it was on.
Not all of them, but yeah.
And then he had his own show for however many seasons it was on.
That is so cool.
Vindicator says, Travis,
wait, how is Grey's Anatomy not past it? That shit's been on for like 20 years.
Yeah, but the longest running character.
So Grey's still, the lady's not there still?
No,
Oh, okay.
No, they all die off or go away.
I didn't know.
I don't even know if it has an original character.
She's in Old School. That's the love interest in Old School. She's Grey.
Yeah, but I don't know. She wasn't there from the beginning.
She was the beginning.
Okay, well, if she was the beginning, she wasn't there during the end.
Okay, obviously not. McDreamy's not there anymore.
I doubt he stayed there. I'm sure he had other things to do, like movies. Anyways, Vindicator says, Travis, who you think has the better body between Ty Conte and Zelina Vega? Zelina.
Trying to think who Zelina Vega is.
Oh my God, seriously?
Well, it'll come to me.
WWE.
I know. I'll get there. Okay, and who was the other one?
Ty Conte.
I'm gonna go with Zelina Vega on that one.
Me too. Robbie says, ain't he the voice of Shaggy and Scooby-Doo? Kelsey Grammer?
Like the original Scooby-Doo? No.
I don't know who you're asking about. Sophie says, George Clooney's cousin died a few years ago. I forgot his name. Sophie says, Betty White is 100 years old. Ayla says, knowing Sophie binges shows, I think I'll reconsider my hobbies. I own Golden Girls. I can lend it to you guys. It's the best. The humor was before its time. Is there not a place like that just streams it?
There might not be. Maybe Paramount.
Alita says hi. And Ravi says, gee, I bet you were into Xena Princess Warrior. I wasn't.
I would watch that.
I would watch it now.
And I like the other guy too, the Zeus guy. What's his name? Hercules guy.
Yeah.
Sabo or whatever his name was.
Kevin Sabo. Mm-hmm. Anyways, but I didn't have those stations, so I couldn't watch those things.
My grandma
like,
watched
I didn't
all
have
that.
satellite stations until I was probably in, like, high school. Not even then. Well, maybe. But, so I didn't grow up with, like, MTV and shit like that. Like, I didn't have that stuff. Like, it was just not a thing in my house. I had to do it at friends' houses if we went there and actually watched TV. But when I hung out with friends, we usually didn't watch TV. It was usually, like, listening to music and driving
Yeah, I
around.
would have never hung out with my friends and watched TV ever. It wouldn't have been a thing. I remember in high school, I had a buddy that had something on TV when I went over there, and it was Dana Carvey's stand-up, and it was fucking hilarious. That's the only thing I ever watched with friends at their house. We didn't do that.
Like,
I would bring my Scrambler box over, and we'd watch wrestling pay-per-views.
Right. When I got older and I hung out with people like in my early 20s,
That's different,
I went over and we'd watch seasons of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We'd binge watch them when they came out. So, like, they would release the seasons, and I'd go over there and we'd watch them.
Yeah,
like, and we'd do something like that. But other than that, that was just that one group of people, though. Like, that wasn't like a normal thing.
We would stay up watching MTV late.
Like, music stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listening to music, or, I mean, most of the time it was
Whoa.
playing video games and stuff like
Oh,
that. It was
shit!
never, like,
Fish
watching.
has never seen anything like this before.
Whatever. They're like, you're dumb. We're gonna win because we're from NXT.
These NXT rejects trying to take over the AEW scene.
Yeah, it was like Kelsey Grammer was 11 to 15 years. I can't remember exactly, but Grace hasn't been on for that long. It was like, not that I'm aware of it. I'll Google where to watch Golden Girls. Sophie says some shows are hard to find to stream. Alita says yes, she was. Sophie says, I think the Golden Girls are on Hulu. Robbie says, Dee, don't tell you liked Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Never watched it either. I've heard of it, but I never watched it.
Yeah, I like that girl. She's also on Wedding Crashers. You motorboating son of a bitch. That's her.
Yeah. Her boobs.
Yeah, I don't think those are really fake boobs in real life. I don't know if she really has big fake
Touch 'em.
jugs. Touch 'em.
Touch 'em.
Come on, kitty. Kitty cat.
You sick bastard. It was like Hulu. You can stream on Hulu. My grandmother loved that show, Robbie. Sophie says some shows are on more than one streaming service. Alita says 70s show was terrible. I'll
Never
agree with
seen
you
it.
there, Alita.
I wouldn't watch it just because of Ashton Kutcher. It'd be hard for me to watch. I don't like him.
I have seen it, a couple of them, and I think it's dumb as fuck.
Oh, I just have a hard time with him. That's why I'm like, I would like to do the one with the guy that was sleeping with all the porn stars that was in Major League.
Oh.
Milio's brother. Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
But I know that I would have to get to the part where he leaves and
then be done.
they bring Kusher in, so I can't watch it.
Right.
And I really kind of do want to watch it because I know the ones when he was there were pretty funny.
Robbie's like, Ayla, that show was Maza. Alita says she left. Sophie says, I binged, watched Modern Family and The Goldbergs. Pico says, my one childhood friend introduced me to Japanese deathmatch tapes like Cactus Jack, Sabu, and Terry Funk. Nice.
Those were good old days.
That's cool.
Adam Cole celebrating. Looking just like Tony Storm. It's creepy.
It's creepy.
Now I can see it. So
Right.
it's all sorts of creepy.
Because she wasn't wearing makeup.
He's not either.
I know. Maybe. I think he might be wearing a little bit of makeup when he's on here, though.
Fake beard hair.
It was like, Modern Family is trash. I think Modern Family's got some of it.
I love Modern Family. I think it's hilarious. Plus, it's got what's her name in it. She's
dad
eye candy.
makes it so funny.
And Gloria,
whatever her name is.
his wife, or Gloria?
Gloria.
Yeah, Gloria's the
Whatever her real name is. I can't even remember her real name.
Sophia Vargetta or something like that.
Yeah. Anyways, it was like, did you watch Death, Love, and Robots? I did watch some of them the other day at work, Monday. I watched a few of them. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, I mean, they're interesting and stuff, but they're kind of weird at the same time. Alita's like, I would too. Pico says, Modern Family is okay. It has its moments. Robbie's like, Taxi was funny. Sophie says, House MD was a good medical show you could watch on Hulu and Peacock. It was like, Taxi was funny. Sophie says, Tony Storm coming to AEW in April? No, I hope not. Robbie's like, Adam Cole rolling tonight, haha. Adam Cole living rent free in D's head. No, I haven't even paying attention because I can't stand these jackholes.
Yeah, it's a tough watch when they're in there. Why do they do these nutshot things?
I don't know, because they're.
I kind of want to watch this, and I think it's season 3, and I haven't watched one of them.
I think it's just the second time. I don't know. Alita, is the Go Big Show on for its second or third season?
I think this
because I know you watch it.
Start a third.
I don't think it is. I think it's just the second season. Sophie says, Modern Family you could watch on both Peacock and Hulu as well. Piccolo says, I do love me some House. He's a sociopath. Like, I do enjoy House, right? But the one I really like the most is Monk. I love Monk.
I like Monk and Psych. Both of those YouTube or
Travis and I watched Monk on TV. It would come on, and we actually got to watch it from like almost like the first season, episode 1 until the last.
Yeah, I can watch Monk. I like him. Those are the police dramas that I like.
Right? Yeah.
They don't bring the energy down.
No, they're a lot more fun. I mean, I don't mind the other ones sometimes, but they get old after a while. Like, I can only watch them so much, and then I'm like, this is stupid. But Monk, I can just watch it because it's just funny. Alita says, you have had a wonderful life. Yes, you have to.
It's a good show. I watched that on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
A Wonderful Life.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Ayla says, I like House too. I'm currently rewatching Nip Tuck. Sophie says, Go Big Show is going into season 2. Alita says, Nip Tuck is great. Have you ever watched The Botched? No, that's some fucked up shit. Like,
with the plastic surgeries?
Yeah, well, Nip Tuck's kind of the same thing. It's like plastic surgeries.
I think that's a fake show, though.
I don't know if it's fake, though. Is Nip Tuck fake? Because I'm watching, like, real shit, like Botched and shit like that. While watching the real crap. Let's see. But Sophie says it's the second season. I don't know if Alita answered it. But...
Yeah, I thought you said she did.
No, it was Sophie that answered. Alita says Nip Tuck is great. Robbie says Fresh Prince.
Yeah, love the French Prince.
Ella says, oh, I loved Monk. I forgot about that one. Can't forget about Monk. Have you ever seen the people that talk about Monk and they show their seasons of it on their season boxes? And all of them are the same except one season and it's off and they all get so upset because it's about OCD. Mm-hmm. How could they do this?
No, I've never seen that. That's funny, though.
Like, all the boxes are exactly the same except one season's off. Like, it's all, like, offset weird. And then the rest of them are the same. It's like in the middle or something. That's
so funny that they're all the same.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense to do that.
Right? But one isn't. Just one season. Anyway, Sophie says, I also binge watch Monk and Psych at the same time. Robbie says, D is a Columbo fan. I take it. You know, actually,
I would watch the shit out of Columbo, yeah.
Because my parents watched it. Murder, She Wrote. I do go on binge watches of Murder, She Wrote. Travis was like, what the fuck are you watching? I'm like, Murder, She Wrote. I'll get sucked into Angela Lansbury. I'm just like, ooh. Because they're just such goofy things. It's just one of those things. Oh, poor Trent. Run away.
There was like movies called like Diagnostic Murder and stuff. I've never actually watched those, but my grandma watched that stuff.
Yeah, it has what's his face in it, and I kind of find him annoying.
Andy Dyke? Van Dyke?
Yeah, Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, I just don't like the way he acts, and so I have a hard time watching him.
You like Night at the Museum?
No. Him and the short, round, grody guy, he bothers me too. Like, even in
most Disney movies.
I know.
He was Disney.
He was in Disney movies, and my mom couldn't stand him either. So it was really hard to watch.
Oh, shit.
Movies. I fucking can't stand him. I can't even remember his name.
Adam Cole looks so funky. I don't know how to... Maybe it's because his legs are so short.
I guess. I don't know, but he's fucking retarded.
O'Reilly saves whatever his name is, Cole. They got to bury Cassidy, don't they?
Yeah.
With the NXT rejects.
The NXT rejects got to do it.
I guess they're not NXT rejects. They did good on NXT. They're WWE main roster rejects.
Yeah. They never made it to the big leagues. Ayla's like, it's on Hulu, Alita. Alita says, yes, Ayla.
A Perry Mason would have probably been good. You know, and then you can go back in time because there's quite a few that are back.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Leave It to Beaver but I've never seen any of those really.
Me neither.
What's the one with the guy? It's actually Andy Griffith show. That's a.
Pickle says Nip Tech is so racy. Same producers as AHS. That's why it slaps. Oh.
AHH.
American Horror Story.
Oh.
Robbie says, I remember Monk time ago. Sophie says, have you never watched 24? I only saw the first season. Never watched it. I know it's a Kiefer Sutherland. A lot of people like it, and every episode just is for like the 24 hours or whatever, but I've never.
24. And then there's the other one with the first 48.
Okay, 24 is a fake series that has Kiefer Sutherland in it. It's some weird
I like Kiefer.
thing. Right, I like Kiefer Sutherland too, but I don't want to watch him in a show.
I do. I want to watch that vampire show. I like that one.
Vampire show is fun. That show, not so much. 24 is just stupid. But the first 48 is real shit. And yes, I do like watching the first 48. It's very interesting. Anyways, Ravi says, LA Law. What the heck was that all about? Oh, God, is he leaving?
Skylar and Spencer committing murders.
Why is the best friend leaving? Where's
He's not.
Going? Oh.
Cannonball!
Oh, he was going up there to do a move. I'm like, where did he go?
He overshot him because they're all short.
Yeah, he's like so tall. He's like, I can't.
Spear!
Who's that guy?
It's Trent. He's cut his hair. So he
I'm like,
he looks like
is this guy?
He looks like the Blade now.
I didn't know who he was.
Oh, right into a DDT!
Maybe he had lice.
You're not going to beat Cole. They brought in Tony Storm just for this part. At least they have a stand-in if they need it. They'll have to hide her butt, but.
Right?
Like, obviously, he would be done, but they're not going to because he can't lose.
Cole is like, damn, I got messed up when that one chick turned out to be a man. Ew.
See?
It was like Nip Tuck is a drama, not real, but it's good.
What?
It
Some dude
slaps
became
like
a
that,
man?
Lisa
Or some
says.
chick became a man?
I got messed up when that one chick turned out to be a man.
Ew. Hey, isn't that a movie? Oh, there was a movie in the 80s about that.
Maybe.
It was about a guy that fell in love.
Anyways, Ayla's like, American Horror Story is awesome. Just watched the last 2 seasons. I love it. Hotel is my fave. Picola says the actress who played Jean Grey in X-Men, she's hot.
There's a couple ones that I liked. The one that was about witches. Of that
Charlotte,
American.
North Kakalaka.
And then the other one is the Freak Show one, but I'm not sure I like the Freak Show one now that I think back on it. It was just all creepy.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy.
But it was alright.
Sophie says, I used to watch Matlock. Alita says she got married a football player. It's 2nd season. Thanks, Alita. Sophie says, during quarantine, I watched a lot of shows that were on TV, but I didn't get a chance to fully watch them for whatever reason. Like, it must have been up against something else, right?
The Danger Game or something like that? What was the movie called? Something Game? The Hunger Game?
Where they turned out to be a man?
Yeah, it ended up being a dude.
Like the whole show? Like they were just a man?
At the end, you find out it's a man, but he fell in love with her and everything else.
I don't know. I have no idea.
The Danger Game or something. I can't remember what it was called.
I have no idea. Let's see. Robbie says, I bet Dee has a typewriter too, like Angela. Actually, do have a typewriter. It's for... Oh, God. What the hell is this dumbass doing out there?
Brandon Cutler.
Brandon Cutler.
Ring the bell, ref.
Yeah, it's a freaking...
There's your disqualification.
Disqualification right there. And now the Bucks are coming out to attack him. Jesus.
Hopefully the bell rang now. So they're like, we got to bury the AEW talent, but we got to make sure that we do it with the AEW talent so that the WWE talent can win and it doesn't look bad and so people don't complain at home.
I'm complaining at home because it's fucking lame. Fucking can't stand these dumb bastards. Stupid fucking crap. Fucking retarded shit. I hate this crap. At least I only watch for my baby daddy. Yeah. Liz like Nip Tech into crazy. Sophie says my mom was a big 24 fan. She watched every episode when it came out every week. Pickle says I did like watching Person of Interest.
The Crying Game is what it was called.
Understand the Crying Game? That's weird. Alita says yes, it was. Sophie says me and Mom were big fans of Person of Interest. Alila says The Lost Boys. Kiefer is gorgeous in it. Like yes, go on, bite me, haha. Robbie's like, do you like Flipper? What?
Oh my God, I forgot about Flipper.
You would defo back that. Sophie says my mom also was a big Nip Tuck fan. Alita says, Ayla, I couldn't watch it again. Pico says, I was talking about that one Nip Tuck season, sorry. Oh, I don't remember a movie like that. Sophie says, I don't know, typewriters were still around. Is it the year 2021 going into the year 2022? Typewriters are still a thing.
Yeah, they're little electric ones now.
Robbie says, D, not a fan of the last match. It's funny. Ayla's like, haha, Alita, I haven't watched it in years, so I'm fine with rewatching.
What I wish they had is whiteout. That's what bugs me the most, is they don't have whiteout anymore.
Right? Like liquid whiteout? They actually do. You can buy it. I just don't. Ayla says, I can hear your TV, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sweet. Rob is like, Ayla, Lost Boys, it's a bad boy film. Medicare says, well, Travis and Talitha, take care, and I will see you on day 1 of month 1 of pay-per-view 1 for WWE to ring in the double deuce of 2022, and it will be free of NXT AEW crossover lameness. Bye.
Yeah, and there will be no Tony Storm in there.
Aww.
So Charlotte doesn't have a match.
Right? Ayla's like, bad boy, not boys, just one. Alita's like, American Horror Story. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for Dynamite. We really appreciate all of you for taking the time out of your lives to hang out in our lives. Everybody have a great rest of your evening, and hopefully we'll get to see you again on, what day?
The 1st. New Year's.
Saturday!
We will not see you on Friday. Sorry, guys, but we will be here Saturday, and we'll get on a little bit early and do our predictions. So
yes, we
appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab, and have a good week. Bye-bye.
Bye.